I see people coming out to the carnival, to the fair. If you guys can hear my voice, I invite y'all to come on over. Take about 20, 30 minutes out of your day. Come and watch some of these little cowgirls and cowboys. I was over there watching some of them get signed up. We got some great competitors. We got boys. We got girls. We got a nice little crowd starting to file in. We got people over here on the fence looking. Welcome, guys. We got some people just kind of wanting to check it out. We got some of the most famous rodeo clowns down from the Texas State Prison out of Huntsville. Some of the most dangerous, ferocious clowns you can get your hands on. Okay, folks, going to go over a little bit of house rules, okay? There's really only 2 rules. The first one is you can't stand on this railing right here on the edge of the arena in front of the bleachers. Sometimes we'll get a rogue sheep, likes to start bucking, kicking its legs, throwing its head, and we don't want anybody getting hurt. Second rule is you got to participate. Fan participation. So I'm going to see how well you guys can do a few things for me. First thing I want to know is how well you guys can stomp your feet. So on the count of 3, let me hear you. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Simon says stop. Oh, a couple of you are out. Maybe y'all don't know that game. Second thing, let me see how loud you can clap. On 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, all right. Last thing is how loud you can yell. And I need everybody both on the fence over here, because y'all got to participate too for me, and everybody on the bleachers. So on the count of 3, let me hear you. 1, 2, 3. What do you think, clowns? Okay, guys, I know it's Friday afternoon. Some of you played hooky from work. You may have used a sick day. I know it's almost spring break. Some of you may have used a half a day. So I'm going to ask you again. How loud can you yell? On the count of 3, let me hear you. 1, 2, 3. All right, now we're talking. Now you're starting to wake up for me. So on the count of 3, put all 3 together. I want to hear you stomp your feet, clap your hands, and yell. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'm going to put a challenge out to this crowd specifically. Our best crowd yet was the 1 o'clock run. So I'm going to put a little pressure on you guys. And we're going to try this again. On the count of 3, let me hear you. 1, 2, 3. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. As I said, we got some of the best rodeo clowns around. Had to treps it up the highway about an hour and a half to Huntsville to find them. But these are some of the greatest rodeo clowns coming out of the Texas Huntsville State Prison. First one I want to introduce to you is a gentleman which looks small, but man, he'll take you down in a heartbeat. I want you to introduce you to Big Tex. Where are you? There you are. Let me hear it. Next one is a fine young lady. She shows these young men how to do it. Let's give it up for Doc. The third one is one of my personal friends, not that we have done any crime together, but he's a good guy. I enjoy hanging around. Let's give it up for Billy Bob. And last but not least is a gentleman which has taught these 3 how to do it. He's been around the longest. Let's give it up for Curly. As you guys know, we've gone around the country to find some of the best sheep to bring in to see how well these little cowgirls and cowboys can ride and to see if they can be busted by these little muttons. So we've gone out and we found a couple. You may have heard their names. We've got ShamWow. We've got Lady Baba. We have You Go Girl. We've got Sheep Shack. We even got one which has put out a couple albums. We call her Sheep Trick. You may have heard of her. May have heard of the group. Are we ready to go? Okay. You guys ready? Y'all got to be better than that. Are you guys ready? All right, so let's get the first sheep into the chute. The first one comes from us. It's an infomercial star, one of the most absorbable ones out here. We call her Sham Wow. The first rider's a little cowgirl. She comes from Spring, Texas. Her name is Kira. One of her favorite things is cotton candy, and when she grows up, she wants to be a rock star. Well, I love it. So let's get her on out here. Let's get this going, and let's get this 3 o'clock run kicked off. Remember, folks, when that chute opens, it's up to you for how long that ride goes. Let me hear you get loud, folks. Here we go. We're ready. Let's go. Holding on for dear life. Way to go, sweetie. We're going to give her an 84. That's the way to get it going, folks. Next, wow, we got a good feisty one. The next one we're going to go with is one you'll see at Disney World. She has her own cartoon. We call her Sheeping Beauty. We're going to put on her a nice little young cowboy called Dominic out of the local boy, Houston, Texas. One of his favorite carnival foods is corn dogs. I love this kid already and wants to be a future Houston Texan football players. We got any Texans fans out here? Do we have any Texans fans out here? There we go, folks. Here he is. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Down to the bottom. Let's give that young man a 90. Our next one coming into the chute is one you've seen for a few decades. Put out a couple albums, one of the most famous rock singing groups in modern time. We call this one Sheep Trick. Our next contestant is a little cowgirl. Her name is Marion. She comes out of West University, Texas. One of her favorite foods out here at the rodeo is ribs. I like her already. And when she grows up, she wants to be Godzilla, folks. I'm not lying. So let's give it up for her. Let me hear you give her a great Texas welcome. And remember, the more you cheer, the longer the ride's going to go. So let me see you stomp your feet, clap your hands, and get loud. Here we go. Oh, that's a good ride. Let's give her an 80. All right, our next sheep is in there. We're going to put this one on a speed demon of a sheep. Had a few modifications under the hood. That's why we call this sheep High Performance Fleece. This rider is a little cowgirl. Her name is Elliot. Love it. She is from Raleigh, and her favorite rodeo food is a corn dog. There's plenty of those out here. Make sure you get yourself one. She's getting her last-minute instructions. She's hugging it like a big teddy bear. Here she comes, folks. Let me hear you. Oh. That sheep said, "Not today. You're too fast for you." Let's give that young lady an 81. This one's a little shy, but I promise you she's going to bring a lot of heat. You saw her a couple weeks ago on the Oscars singing. She's had a couple of world tours. She's got her own fashion sense. That's why we call this sheep Lady Baba. On this sheep, we've got a young cowboy. This kid's name is awesome. He goes by the name of Towns. He's a local boy from Houston, Texas. This young man likes hot dogs. So do I, buddy. I just had one earlier. And when he grows up, he wants to be the world-famous Spider-Man. I don't know if any of you like those comic books, but this kid will fit in, I think. Getting his last-minute instructions. We got the nod. You know what to do, Houston. Here it comes. Let me hear you. Get loud. All right. Yeah. Oh. Guess that web wasn't spun tight enough. Let's give that young man a 79. All right. We're going to put this next sheep in the chute. It's world famous for the inability to be ridden. This one is going to be called Bodacious. It's got a twin brother who's a bull you'll see around the country as well. This cowboy's name is Beck. I love it. This young man comes from Houston, Texas. He likes fried corn, and when he grows up, he wants to be a cowboy. Not a better way to start learning than to get on a sheep. Here we go, folks. Let me hear you. Yeah, baby. Getting a little sideways. All right, kiddo. Great job. We're going to give this young man an 82. All right. You've seen this next sheep. It caused a few problems out in the Gulf of Mexico a few years ago. Made a few things get a little dirty. That's why we call this one Sheep Water Horizon. This is going to be a little cowboy named Ben. He comes from Houston, Texas. One of his favorite foods is French fries, and he wants to be a hunting guide when he grows up. So any of you hunters want to take a personal guided trip, this will be the young man you want to watch for. Here we go, Houston. All right. We're going to give that young man an 80. Great job, Ben. Next one up is one you've seen on TV. It's comfy, it's big, it's got a pillow top on it. That's why we call her king-size Serta. She's a comfortable sheep to ride. We've got a cowgirl named Olivia. She's from Houston, Texas. She likes hot dogs. And ladies and gentlemen, I think we've got the first female president because she wants to be president of the United States when she grows up. Oop, looks like we've got a malfunction with the sheep. Let's see what happens. Let's give it up for her, guys. Come on. Let's cheer her on. Let's give her that encouragement. Come on. Okay, so we are going to... Okay. So, we're going to let her think about that one because I think she's got a special request for a sheep. So we're going to move on to contestant number 24. His name is Andrew. And let's see what this young man can do. He enjoys corn dogs, wants to be a chef when he grows up. Maybe he'll perfect the deep-fried corn dog one day. And he's from Houston, Texas. He's a local boy. Let's give him some love, everybody. Here we go. All right, guys, we're going to give that young man an 81. Next up is a little cowgirl. Looks like she likes to keep things interesting, so we're going to put her on a sheep called Sheep Rock Anthem. This sheep brings a lot of energy, brings a great stage show. Everybody wants to be like him. Today, we're going to put on a little cowgirl named Piper. Piper comes to us from Sugar Land, Texas. She likes hot dogs. And ladies and gentlemen, she wants to serve the community when she grows up. She wants to be a firefighter. So thank you for all those that are paramedics, cops, and firefighters. Let's give it up for her, Houston. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Whoop. Awesome. Great job. We're going to give that young girl an 80. The next one in the chute likes to get a little bit of payback to those who have tried to ridden her and make it hard for the others. That's why we call her Mary's Revenge. This next rider is a little cowboy named Jet. He is from Houston, Texas. His favorite rodeo food is French fries, and when he grows up, he wants to be a doctor, folks. We can always use good ones. Here he is getting on. He's excited to get his instructions. Here we go. Got his hands and his legs wrapped, waiting on the nod. Let me hear you, Houston. We got a lot of people showing up. Get loud. Oh, man. Looking like that sheep was from the WWE with a little bit of body slam action. We're going to give that young man an 82. All right, our next contestant is going to go on to a sheep that comes all the way from Washington State. You may have seen the movie named after him. We call this one Sheepless in Seattle. The cowboy is going to be Hunter. Hunter comes from Houston, Texas, likes a good rack of ribs, and when he grows up wants to be a geologist. Nothing wrong with that. Let's give him some love, folks. Cheer him on. Oh, awesome. Let's give this young man an 81. Come on, give it up for him. All right, coming up in the chute, we've got our next one. You may have heard of this one. You see it every day online. We call this sheep YouTube. This is going to be Ford. I met Ford out at the sign-up tent. This kid brings a lot of energy. He's going to bust this mutton. Ford is from Houston, Texas, likes him a good sausage on a stick, and when he grows up, he wants to be a builder. So if anybody has some future plans to build a home, this is a young man. Here we go. Oh, let's give Let's give a good hand for Ford, folks. We're going to give that young man an 83. Next sheep coming in, and it's got a very simple name, yet is a very ferocious lamb, sheep, whatever you want to call him, and that name is Bob. This cowboy is going to be named Logan. Logan comes from Houston, Texas, likes a good brisket. Oh, I'm sorry, all the way from Bustin, Massachusetts, folks. Come on, let's give him a good Texas welcome, and he wants to be a football player when he grows up. Maybe he'll play for those Patriots. Let's give him a round of applause. Let's give him a welcome. Oh, yeah, look at him. All right, right in there. That's a great ride. We're going to give him a 93. All right, folks, we got the young lady coming back. We had a special request, and this young lady wants to ride a sheep named Lamb Rock. She's excited. This little cowgirl's name is Olivia. Here she goes. She is ready to go. She's giving that nod. Once again, she's from Houston, Texas. She loves hot dogs, and folks, once again, she's this young lady who wants to be the next president of the United States. I don't see why she couldn't do it. We got a lot more people. Let me hear you stomp the feet. Here we go. Stomp the feet. Clap the hands. Let's give her a round of applause. Give her some encouragement. Let's go. Come on, guys. Cheer on. Cheer on. Well, folks, I think that the sheep was so scared it sat down on her. So we're going to see what we can do. We're going to talk to her for a few minutes, see what comes up. All right, folks. Well, folks, I think that's going to be the last rider. I want to say thank you for your energy. Let's get ready to bring all these little cowgirls and cowboys out here. We're going to crown our champion for the 3 o'clock hour. Give yourself a great round of applause, folks. All right, folks, let's give them a big round of applause. These are such brave little cowboys and cowgirls. They've really shown their stuff. Give them a big round of applause. Come on, folks, let them hear you. Let them know how excited you are for them. I can honestly say that this was probably the most diverse group of young cowboys and cowgirls from all over the country. And every hour on the hour, we crown the hour champion. Number 19. And this hour's champion has come a long way. You may have heard about this city in the news. It's had almost 160 inches of snow this winter, all the way from Bustin. Contestant number 19, Logan. Where are you, buddy? Logan. Hi, buddy. How are you? How you doing today?
Good.
You doing good?
Yes.
Do you like this weather down here?
Yes.
Is it better than home? Did you do anything special to prepare for today? Did you ride your dad? Yes? Did you ride your mom? Did you ride your dog? No. So you were practicing on your dad. Was he a good animal? Would you do this again?
Yes.
Well, kiddo, we have a bright and shiny silver belt buckle for you. Guys, let's give him a round of applause all the way from Bustin. Logan is your champion, guys. Folks, want to say thank you so much for coming out to the 2015 Mutton Bustin tent brought to you by State Farm. We do this every hour on the hour from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Please enjoy your time here. Check out the pig races. Check out the games. Enjoy some good food. Check out the livestock show. And if you're going to the show tonight, enjoy yourself. Thank you for coming out, folks.